You see these recipes just floating around out there on the internet, specifically in this case, TikTok, and it has millions and millions of views, and you wonder, is it really that good? Is there a reason why so many people are clicking and watching and saving this? Today, we're gonna put 3 of those recipes to the test. I scoured TikTok. I'm not a huge TikTok fan, but I do like going there for recipes, and I found 3 viral recipes that I thought we might like. One of them is a pasta recipe that has an ingredient that Steven's not a huge fan of, so I thought that would be a good one to try. There's another one that has some interesting elements to it, all kind of combined together on the same plate, and you eat it all together. Just looked interesting, so we're gonna try that. And then the last one is a 1 skillet meal that looked really good using a vegetable that we don't normally use. So I thought these were great ones to try since I was kind of iffy on all of them, but they were viral, hopefully for a reason, right? Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Before we jump into our first recipe, I just want to ask you, are you subscribed to my YouTube channel? I know a lot of you aren't. I would love for you to join my YouTube family and hit that subscribe button below. That way you won't miss any videos coming out. And give me a thumbs up if you're excited to try some viral recipes. Now, without further ado, our first one is a ground beef, sweet potato, cottage cheese bowl with hot honey. It's got all kinds of interesting ingredients. It's healthy and it has ingredients that you normally have on hand, so I thought that would be great. I love cottage cheese. Steven is not the biggest fan of cottage cheese, so I thought this one might be interesting. So you have to see how this one turns out. But the TikTok looked great and it had a lot of views, so let's test it. So I'm gonna peel this sweet potato. It's a rather large sweet potato and it's just me and Steven eating this lunch, so this should be more than enough. I'm gonna chop this up into little chunks. We're gonna air fry our sweet potatoes while we do the rest of this recipe. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and get this started now. I should have cut these with the veggie chopper because it would have made them all really uniform, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got these. Let's season these. So I've got my air fryer preheating to 400. I'm gonna throw these in this bowl. Throw a little bit of olive oil on there and some seasonings. Okay, a little bit of salt. And I say a little bit because I'm gonna be adding adobo seasoning, which also has salt. Throw some pepper in here. Here's my adobo. And just for a little added smokiness, we're gonna add some smoked paprika. So that is ready to go. I'm gonna go set it by the air fryer, and once the air fryer is done, these will go in at 400 for about 12 minutes or so, 12 to 14 minutes. Now, this part was not in the original recipe, but anytime I brown ground beef, I add onion. I just love the flavor it gives it, so we're gonna do about a half an onion diced, and if I would have had my veggie chopper out already, I would just use it, but I'm not gonna get it out just to dice this little bit of onion, so I'm gonna do this by hand. Okay, our air fryer is done, so let's go put those in. So let's brown 1 pound of ground beef, and I'm gonna add that diced onion to it as well. Let's drain the grease out using some balled up paper towels. Now that it's all browned and we have removed most of the grease, you can add whatever taco seasonings you want. I've just got this taco seasoning already prepared and ready, so you add in as much as you want. I'm just adding in a couple of tablespoons maybe, and I am gonna add just a tad bit of water, not a lot, because we're not making tacos. Make sure it all gets coated in that taco seasoning. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna turn this off and let it just sit here for a couple of minutes while our sweet potatoes are finishing, and we just need to go chop up some avocado. I say chop, we're just gonna slice this avocado. Now, to be included in these bowls is hot honey. She drizzled all over the top, and I can't open mine because it is sealed shut with the honey. It's all sticky. There we go, got it. Let's drizzle the hot honey all over the top. Viral TikTok recipe number 1.
We're gonna put it to the test.
We are. You're not the biggest cottage cheese fan.
That'd be correct.
I love cottage cheese. I eat it all the time as a snack, all kinds.
We getting involved anyway.
That's right.
All right, first things first. We're gonna try to get a little bit of everything on here.
Oh, you're going in all together?
You got to do it.
All right.
Okay.
Do it.
Yes. That's really good. Tasty. I mean, you can't go wrong with taco meat.
Right.
I mean, that's just
That's a
too
given.
good.
Yeah.
But mixing this together like this, I never would have thought of doing that.
Okay. Yeah, me neither.
So really nice touch. Let's
It's
get
a
some of this
really great
avocado.
way to get your protein and good fats.
Yeah,
and
it's
fiber.
really delicious. And you can pick out all the ingredients. They all just go well together.
Okay.
And the cottage cheese is actually a nice touch.
Look at you. I'm proud of you.
Man, it's very light.
Okay.
You know, you can tell it's not like really heavy ingredients.
Right.
That is really good.
Well, I'm so glad.
It's almost kind of like a taco bowl type of thing
Yeah,
or a burrito
yeah.
bowl type of thing, you know.
But with healthier,
But
lighter
with
ingredients.
healthier, lighter ingredients.
Yeah.
This is a superb lunch.
Okay.
But yeah, you could do this for dinner time.
Can you taste that hot,
A little bit.
honey?
The hot honey is
Yeah.
in there just a little bit, just
Okay.
a nice little sweet touch.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to dig in. I'm starving. I'm so hungry. So I will let you know what I think.
The cottage cheese, mixing it with this taco meat, that's amazing.
It really is, y'all.
I never would have thought cottage cheese and taco meat would be so good. But
Yeah.
that is delicious.
I've already dug in. I got a little bit of everything all on my fork, and it is perfect blend.
Viral, viable. It checks both boxes.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's
Okay.
worth a shot for sure.
All right. This next viral recipe is a baked pasta type. I don't even know that we have a name for it. It's pretty basic, but it's using a good portion of cream cheese. My husband is not the biggest fan of cream cheese, so I thought this one would be a good one to test. Will he like it? Will he not? Let's find out. Okay, so all I'm doing to start is just chopping up this onion. Again, the recipe does not call for onion, but I really love to use diced onion anytime I brown meat. So I had a half an onion in the fridge. There we go. In the TikTok, it was ground beef, but I decided to do Italian sausage. So I've got a ½ pound here since we're only doing half the recipe. I've got this heating up to about medium-high heat. Once I start hearing some sizzling, we'll add in the onion. Now, I told you in the intro that we are using an ingredient that Steven doesn't love, and you can probably guess what that is. It is cream cheese. So, in the original recipe, you do a pound of meat and the whole block of cream cheese. Since we're doing half, we'll be using half. But when I showed Steven the TikTok, he said, really, that's a lot of cream cheese. So we're really putting this one to the test, y'all. We need to see if it's viral for a reason or if Steven says pass on this one. But I am just gonna throw this in the microwave to start softening it. We don't need it quite yet, but I want it to be softened when it's time to put it in. So I'm gonna throw this in the microwave for just a few seconds. This has started to sizzle, so let's add in our onion and chop all of this up. Now, if you're using ground beef, you'll want to make sure you season it really well. Since this is Italian sausage, it has a lot of seasonings already in it, so I'm not gonna season it really. And while that is starting to brown, I'm going to heat up some water so we can cook our pasta. Now that this is browned up, we just need to get some of this grease out of here. So I'm gonna use a paper towel to kind of dab up some of that grease. It's not a ton, but it's a little more grease than we want to leave in there for sure. Now at this point, you're gonna add in a jar of marinara sauce, or in our case, since we're only doing half of it, about a half a jar. I'm gonna turn my temperature down to about medium low. Just let that heat through for just a minute before we add our Steven's favorite ingredient of all time.
Oh boy. Man, that's a lot of cream cheese.
All right, so what we're gonna do is let this melt over about medium low while we are still waiting on our pasta water to come up to a boil, and then we will boil our pasta and drain it and then add it to this at the end.
I think it's gonna be all right. I think the marinara sauce is gonna cut through some of that thickness there.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be bad, but this sauce is gonna turn a little orangey, just so you know.
Orange is good.
Okay.
I like orange.
All right, I'm just going through and making sure we don't have any pockets of this cream cheese. Because that's one thing you don't want to happen. You don't want to take a bite and just get a clump of cream cheese in your mouth.
Amen to that.
So I'm just going through and just kind of mashing it up as I see it. But this is going to hang out for at least another 10 minutes before we add our pasta in, because we've got to cook the pasta. So by then it's going to be completely melted, but we will make sure. So we are using this rigatoni, or...
Rigatoner? Depends on what part of the country you're from.
That's what he was saying off camera. I just kept looking at him. But anyway, this is from Wild Grain, so this is frozen. But in this package is enough for 3 servings, which is perfect for the amount that we're making. So, oh, you know what? Let's add some salt to that water.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll have to break it up once it hits that water. It came apart as soon as it got into that water. Okay, we're gonna let this come up to a boil, and then we will boil it for about 6 minutes or so. We're gonna go ahead and turn our oven on to broil. And the reason we're doing that is the final step, we'll have some mozzarella cheese over the top of it, and we'll stick it in the oven. So you wanna make sure that you're using something that can go from stovetop to the oven. So now that we have drained our pasta, we're just gonna add it in here, toss it around.
Man, that looks delicious.
It does look good. Uh-oh, man overboard. Okay, and then at this point, we're gonna top it all with some mozzarella cheese.
Oh, yes, we are.
We want it to brown up and kind of bubble.
Lovely.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go. That's just gonna go under the broiler. I don't think, it may be ready. It's getting close. But this is just gonna go under the broiler. We're just gonna keep an eye on it. Look at that beauty. Boy, oh my word.
That didn't
okay.
take 3 minutes.
No, it took about 2 minutes. Oh my word.
I don't know what you're gonna eat. Got to have the sausage in there as well.
Are you so excited?
I am, because it's time to eat. Okay. Oh man, I can get behind this. That is delicious.
Even with the cream cheese.
Even with the cream cheese, that is very good. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, that sausage is really good. I love sausage.
I know, the Italian sausage I felt like would make it even better than just ground beef. So.
Oh yeah, that definitely is delicious.
So cheesy.
Yeah.
All right, so is it viral for a reason?
To be so easy to make.
Right, it's really tasty.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what makes it so popular, is because it just doesn't take very long to make.
Exactly. And it's ingredients that you probably
the
already
ingredients
have.
that you have, or you can find them really quickly at the grocery store.
Right.
And it's just so easy to make.
So, all right.
Good job.
So,
it's viable.
There you go. I was about to say, is it just viral, or is it viral and viable?
It is both.
Okay. Cole, what do you think?
I think it's awesome. I think
Okay,
it's great.
good.
There's a reason why it's viral.
Okay.
It's really good.
All right. So there you have it. Viral recipe number 2. What will number 3 be? Our final TikTok recipe that went viral is this lemony chicken and rice skillet. It's using kale, which is not something that we frequently use in this house, but it's all in one skillet. It looked really simple and it had a lot of views, so let's find out if it's worth it. To get started, I've got chicken thighs here. I've got 5 of them. All 3 of us are here, so I'll have 1. The guys will have 2 each. I'm gonna pat them dry to get started, and then we're gonna season them. I've also got my skillet over on the stovetop heating to about medium high. You need a large skillet. All of this is gonna be done in one skillet, which is really great. We're gonna go in with a little salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and a little smoked paprika. Let's flip and do it again. Okay, these are ready for the stovetop. I don't know if my skillet is quite hot enough yet. Let's see. It's getting there quickly. We're gonna add some olive oil. Now we're gonna put these in here to brown. They do not have to cook all the way through, because we're gonna finish this in the oven. So whatever skillet you choose, make sure you choose one that can go in the oven. So while that's starting to get brown on one side, I'm going to just dice this yellow onion. I've only got about a half of one. I think the recipe that she shared said a 1/4 of one, but we love some onion in this house, so we're gonna go with it. I also need to mince 3 cloves of garlic. You like to smash it with the onion. You like to smash the garlic with the onion, babe?
Yeah, always use the onion.
I mean, always.
Smash your garlic.
He uses the knife to smash his and get the stuff off, but I really love this little peeler thing. Little one is harder to get because it's so small. It's hard to get in here. Sir, it doesn't want to do it. We're getting some color on them. We're also getting some oil treatment on my hand.
Don't let it bite you.
It is biting me. It's being very rude. Totally forgot. We need to preheat this oven to 375. An ingredient we don't use very often, kale. So this recipe calls for 2 cups of chopped kale. I'm just gonna, I don't know, probably about that much, I'm guessing. Let's start with that and see what we think. And she finely chopped it, so I'm gonna spend a couple of minutes here just really kind of making sure that this is small pieces. Okay, I think that's pretty good. That looks about like 2 cups. All right, these are done for now. They are not done all the way through, but that's okay. Ow, sir, unnecessary. As my friend Kate says, he chose violence. I'm not a fan.
They look delicious though.
They
Nice
really
color on
do,
there.
yeah.
It smells delicious too.
All right, I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit because it's a little on the hot side. You hear that oil just a popping.
Oh yeah, it's ready to go.
We're gonna give it a second. We're gonna let it chill out for just a second before I throw my onions and garlic in, okay?
Okay.
Okay. We let this chill out for just a second. It was hot to trot, you know? So let's add in our onion. We're gonna saute that here. And that little brown on the bottom got plenty of flavor to it, so I'm not mad at that. We're gonna let this hang out for about 3 minutes, and then we'll add in our garlic, but we don't want our garlic to burn, so let's just let this hang out at about medium for just a couple of minutes and we'll be back. These are getting nice and soft, so let's add in our garlic and let it cook for about another minute. Smell that garlic, which means it's time to move on. I've got 1 cup of dry rice here. We're gonna toast this for about a minute. We're gonna stir it pretty frequently. We're gonna let this kind of toast up before we add our liquids. It smells really good in here already, just with this garlic and onions going. We've let this toast up for a couple of minutes, so let's add in some liquids. We need the juice of 1 lemon. I've already split that in half. Let's add that in there. Ooh, it's like it applauses.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like an applause happening when you put it in there. Okay, then we need 1 cup of chicken broth, and then she used 1 cup of coconut milk. We don't do coconut milk. I used to be allergic to coconut, so I don't play around with that. So we're just using heavy cream. So 1 cup of heavy cream going in. Well, let's stir that. So I turned my heat up a little bit. I had turned it down. We're gonna let this heat through and get nice and hot, and then we're gonna add our chopped kale. So I just wanna make sure because it's gonna wilt down, but obviously I want this to be hot first. I'm so excited about this. So we're adding in 2 cups of chopped kale and rinsing our hands. Now stir this in. We're gonna let it just start to wilt before we move on to our next step. Now, she said that you can add in some water just to make sure that all of that is covered. And since we're gonna be putting this in the oven and that liquid is gonna be baking off, I am gonna add some water in. I'm just adding in about a 1/2 cup of water just to make sure all of our rice is covered in liquid and that there's plenty in there to do what it needs to do.
It needs to reduce, right? It's going to reduce
Well, it's gonna
down and
soak all that up,
absorb.
yeah. But we also don't want it to evaporate before it does that. So our chicken is gonna go back on top because it's gonna finish baking in the oven while our rice cooks. This man,
Oh, got to pour that back in there.
I wish y'all could have seen him. He was pointing over top of the camera for me to pour this back in there, and he was very serious about it. He had a very serious look.
Let me show you.
A little reenactment, if you will. No, your face was even more serious than that.
Nobody's never had looks like that before, had they?
What?
I know all y'all have.
What look? What you talking about?
Now,
The serious
somebody
look?
gives you a look.
That's what he did. That was the face
That's
right
what my,
there.
That's what my grandmom used to look like.
She'd get mad about it, yeah. We're going from the stovetop to the oven. Let's put it in the middle. And it says 15 to 20 minutes, so let's try 17 and we'll check it out then. Oh my goodness. We gotta make sure the rice is done. I'm not Steven, I don't just throw it in my mouth.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know how you do that.
I can't help if y'all are not tough enough. What you think? That's the Mandy. It needs a few more minutes.
Yeah, I feel like it does. I feel like it needs a couple more minutes. I don't know, you tell me.
No,
Let me get another bite. No,
sorry.
I think it's fine. The kale was throwing me off.
Oh, okay.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I'll cover up my little spot. The kale just threw me off, but we're ready. We need to take a picture of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this.
I mean, I think you should be.
This looks really delicious. Oh man, this chicken is gonna be super tender too.
I mean, it's chicken thighs, so
Yeah. Lots of good flavor. I love the sear, the crust on there. It's really nice.
Make sure you get that rice in with it.
Man, that's chicken.
Chicken just falls apart.
That smells in your mouth right there. That is amazing.
Yeah?
That is some next level stuff right there.
There's a reason why this
Really?
is viral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely a viable, viral recipe.
He loves that word viable. He
I
loves
mean,
it.
look,
Viable.
I don't have many
Viable.
options in my
Viable, yeah.
vocabulary.
Say
okay?
viable.
Viable.
Viral.
Sounds like
Sounds like what?
a name from the past.
Viable.
Miss Viable.
Yeah.
All right. So,
That is amazing, though. Yeah, definitely get that citrusy flavor of the lemon that's in there.
Good.
And the kale gives it a really interesting texture. It's really good, nice, flavorful, almost like a fresh.
yeah.
You know, it's really good, very tasty. Of course, the cream gives it a little bit of a creaminess to it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the rice is cooked absolutely to perfection.
Yeah.
But
it
with
is.
this, yeah, good chicken flavor in there.
Good.
Really good. But yeah, the sear, I'm really impressed with the crust that's on this. So
The chicken. Yeah.
definitely glad you let them hang out in the pan for a
Yeah,
little bit.
let them sear first. Okay, well, there you have it. Both Stephen and Cole said this one is not just viral, it is viable.
Viable. No A.
All three of them were absolutely amazing, and I would totally make all of them again. So they were viral for a reason. I've got all of them linked in the description below, so you can go and watch them and get all the ingredients and all of that list below. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this viral recipes video. If you want me to do another episode of this and find some more viral recipes to try, let me know. Tell me down below in the comments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting and hitting the thumbs up, hitting the subscribe button. It really just helps out my channel. It helps out our family. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.